They not like us. 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 What up, old beat? You know, I couldn't imagine living in Spain or living in Ecuador or Colombia. I couldn't imagine living these places and not knowing how to speak Spanish. Or China and not knowing how to speak Chinese. Or living in Germany and not knowing how to speak German. Living in Paris and not knowing how to speak French. I couldn't imagine living in these places. I couldn't imagine living in these places and not knowing the language. And being that Latin nations are our neighboring, we should totally mandatory. Like, dude, you have to know this. Just like we do English class. But even then, they're dumbing down our society, so it doesn't even fucking matter. They don't want us to know. They don't want you to know Spanish. They don't want you to know Latin. They don't want you to know any of these things. because then you'd find out certain things. So what do you think? I was listening to Alex Jones, and Alex Jones was saying that he thinks they're going to try to bomb him next. Either bomb him or poison him. But it makes you wonder about how people used to say, he's doing it for power, but he was already powerful. He was already had a bunch of fucking friends. He even let us know. He's like, man, I know all these motherfuckers, man. I know all these motherfuckers, man. That bitch over there, you tried buying me. You tried buying me. You know? And now that they almost took his fucking head off, damn, they put a perfect hole in his ear. It was a perfect hole in the ear. There's a perfect hole for those of you who think it is a fake thing. He has a perfect hole here. No gauge necessary. And I don't know, man. uh, who gives a fuck? Uh, oh man, they're gonna trash the video. I think it's the first 10 minutes. You're not allowed to say the F bomb. You totally pulled it out of me. You totally pulled it out of me. I am a warrior of the pickleball court. No, my friend, I am a warrior in general. This is why. And then I have certain qualities about myself. I'm not easily poisoned. Right? I'm not. And trust me, we have new markings on our bodies. We have new marking on our bodies. This one right here I got this morning. And, where are you? It's a little prick. I washed it and it was a little prick. And remember I told you when they pour acid on you, it acts almost like a spider bite in the fact that it eats at the, and then there's a sac that develops around it. So I was cleaning out this part of my arm, and it's like a little hole in it. It's a little pit, if you will. These things do not frighten, Dave. They're mere physical things. These are the things that they want you to put faith in. The physical realm, right? The shit that you see, they're light reflections. They're like, well, we want you to put most of your, weight in these things, in the light reflections. Bug bite. Michael David. No, Michael David. I wish it were a bug bite. However, I've been suffering these things entirely too long, and I've did too many different tests on my own where I determined that indeed it is a corrosive liquid that the powers that be are pouring on me. They darken the the darken. This is a spray of sorts because it reddened here. And then when you clean it, you can see how it is a spray pattern. It looks like a drip right here. And it's happened to me all over my face. And they do this to me so that way when I speak to people, I look scary. And it's easier to believe something negative about me. Hence why they do it. Why they do it to everybody. They're doing it to Trump. You can tell. You can see the marks on his face. They've already been spraying that fool. Like you can see where some of his pores on his skin look very big and porous, and other parts of his face don't. That's because that's where the chemical hits him. Bam. They did it to that Russian president after Gorbachev. Zelensky, I think, or some shit like that. They sprayed that fool. Maybe that's why Putin acts the way he does, because he knows how we are. We, as in the United States government, we. I've heard, I've been in situations where I've been in contact with people that have gained federal time, and they were gonna be mandated to a federal institution, and they all said the same thing. There were photographs that they had, like just amazing shit. And then the game that they play is very, very, very dirty. Like very dirty. And it's like, who would ever believe us, man? We're fucking, we're the criminals. We're the drug runners. But the feds, man, they're fucking dirty and filthy. And you know what? It's starting to become more and more exposed how they do it to all levels. Doesn't matter if you're at the bottom, mid-tier, or at the top. They're going to scrub you the way they want to. They're going to scrub you with what they want to. That's why they broke up the family unit. It's easier to bring hateful people in, upset people. People that grow up without mom and dad grow up fucking pissed off, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. People are like, why are you always mad, Dave? It's not that I'm trying to be mad. Maybe it's just one of those things that I don't notice because of the way that I grew up. So it's like a secondary nature type deal. Or maybe even it's fucking, involuntary. Because that was my surrounding. So therefore, I grew to a survival mode and survival facial features and survival facial expressions to where I don't even know that they're coming out, but they're coming out. All in the hopes that my body and my mind are left alone. But they won't. Shit, look if they can do it to Trump, bro. And that's all I see. Motherfuckers are like, no, that dude's fuck, man. That motherfucker. No, nobody. Bro, before that motherfucker ran for president and the powers that be started talking shit about that fool, didn't nobody say fucked up shit about this fool, man? Come on, man. Motherfuckers didn't say nothing about this dude, man. Like, I barely even watched his show, but I knew, Trump was a symbol of wealth. He was in all the rap songs, man. Motherfucker, if you compared yourself to being wealthy, you would throw Trump's name in there. Fucking Scarface of the Ghetto Boys, Houston, Texas. Fuck Black Caesar niggas, call me Black Trump. pistol grip pump in my lap at all time. You know? No, that was Bun B. That was Bun B that said that, and that came out of Pocket Full of Stones album. You know, so I never knew Trump to be fucked up or any of that. I always heard him doing good shit for people. But then when he became president, and then I heard one of his speeches, and it made sense. Like, bro, these motherfuckers got the game on lock, man. I just been playing in the game. Now I'm ready to step out and show you how it's working and how these fucking interactions go. And you can either believe me or you don't have to. And of course, you got the propaganda wheel that just is fucking nonstop spinning. And people put two and two together because they're like, wait, hold up. Of course, he had all rich man problems. Rich man problems, you know, multiple wives, you know, having multiple sex partners. I wouldn't even have paid Stormy Daniels if I was Trump. I would have been like, bitch, I ain't giving you nothing. We fucked. What? Go tell the world. Give a shit. The world's gonna know any goddamn way. Might as well save my money. Shit. Paid that broad money and you see how that worked out. It didn't work out too well for him. You know? Siri 2024. His pores are very porous. Yes. They mean different things, you know. You should go look it up, buddy. Go look up the way Siri's vernacular rolls out. You know, people used to do that to me all the time. My little sister was one of them. And, yeah. And, MD 2020? Sure, that happened. That happened the moment he said, let it happen. When he looked me in my face and he said, just let it happen. I just read that comment. That shit is hilarious, dude. Wigs and dresses? No. More like clown makeup. You know, because homosexuals, they're into clowns. It's weird. So we must be careful. Michael David, I'm glad that you find it humorous about sexual assault and child trafficking. I'm glad that you think that shit is funny, Michael David. I bet Michael David is a faceless zombie, everyone. We'll go to your page and there will be nothing there. It was created in the last few months. I don't joke around about that shit. I don't even talk about that shit. My own experiences, other experiences, people that do it, people that don't do it, victim to it. You know, I don't like to go into that. And so we just try to stay calm and not think of that thing or joke about it like you do, Michael David, so easily. Don't feel for me, brother. Don't ever feel for anyone but yourself. Don't feel for me. I don't want your fucking whatever the fuck it is you're trying to give me, bro. I don't want that fucking shit. That's why I don't fucking talk about that shit. I don't want nobody feeling bad for Dave. I don't blame none of my choices after these kinds of upbringings. The choices that I made afterward, I don't blame nobody for that. I don't blame nobody but my fucking self. I don't sit here and go, oh, well, if such and such would have did this and such would have did that, I would have never done that. I don't fucking do that, man. I don't fucking sit here and spin that bullshit ass fucking wheel. Oh, woe is me. Oh, woe is me, man. I used to do that. But then I figured out that ain't gonna fucking get me nowhere. Just move on. Let it go. I gotta talk about something and be comfortable with talking about that thing in order to have had it let go in my own, you know what I'm saying? Just let it go, man. I know what that kind of shit will bring. It'll bring violence out of me, and I don't want to fucking go. I don't want to do that. I don't want to start hunting down these motherfuckers and popping them off. You know, some people like to just talk about it. Some people like to make jokes. Some people like to project that shit onto people in order to try and make them feel some kind of way about themselves psychologically. That shit don't work on Dave, man. Dave had too much time in solitary confinement to come to terms with these things. And people like you. There's people like you that work all in the system, man. Trying to make people feel bad, and then you sit here and flip that script with, oh, I feel bad for you. Why? I don't want you to feel bad for me, man. I don't want anything from you. Why do you do this then, Dave? Because maybe one person will hear what I'm saying and go, shit makes sense to me from what you said, even if it's just one person. You need to be my fucking friend. And a motherfucker that picks on me and hopes that, oh, I just want this motherfucker. I ain't like that either, fool. Fuck you is what I'll say to the big guy that tries to make me feel inferior. Nah, man. I'm not broken like that. And there are people that are broken like that just want acceptance from the bully to where they end up becoming the bully, which is how your ranks grow, Michael David. That's how you grow your ranks, because you got a bunch of broken people around you. And you give them some kind of purpose, right? You lie on people. You'll say these negative things even though they're not true and you don't have a lick of evidence. And I'm seeing it done to Donald John Trump. How they doing it to him. Like, I could see how they doing that fool. How they been lying on this motherfucker from day one, and how that shit ain't worked. And guess what happened next? They tried killing that fool. Yeah, they tried killing that man. Same thing with Dave. Why are they mad at you, Dave? Because I didn't turn state's evidence. There's always a reason why the powers that be cling on to you. When you don't snitch those first few times in your first encounters with him, they end up hating you. And that's on your permanent record. It's on your jacket. They'll read it. Non-cooperative. That's Dave. non-cooperative with the popo and the DA from the age of 11 when I started having these encounters with police. And I don't even really like talking about that shit. Like a lot of people like to glorify their fucking, oh yeah, man, and I did time on this. I didn't do time. I didn't do the whole stretch of my time just to come out and talk about how blah, 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 blah. Fuck all that. What's understood don't need to be said. That's the code. And then Michael comes in here. He's one of those people I tell my viewers about, my conspiracy theories. You're one of them, Michael. You're paid to hate, you know? You're like a George Soros funded fuck, you know? That's you, buddy. You know? And what's crazy is George Soros is the only one that's out in the open, and there's tons of people like him that utilize the black and the dark side of the cosmos to do dark things to people. He's just one of them out of many. Remember what Obama said, being in the donor room, that'll change a person. When you're in the donor room. Michael, don't be rude, Michael. You see? What I'm trying to explain is that Michael David is one of these people that are paid to fuck with people, I believe. You know? And he's trying to bully Dave. He's trying to bully Dave, and I think it's fucking hilarious. Michael David, I think you're fucking just adorable. If that's okay. If that's okay to do. I want to say that you're fucking a peach. We're old friends. No. Even if you're LaFleur, even if you're any of these old time trolls that I've had in my channel, I'm still gonna say the same thing about you. And you know that, even though we go way back, you should know that. David is saying that I'm one of those attachments that breaks into his car at night. You know, the one that, actually, look, there's a drone in my car. Oh, it's gone now. What do you think I did on the fade, man? Not bad, right? That's right there, just straight by yourself in the mirror. These are one of the things you learn in prison, how to cut your own hair, if you have it in you to do that. Not everybody learns how to cut their own hair. I did. I also learned how to tattoo in there. I always was an artist, like really good at drawing things and coloring and stuff. My dad was always tripped out about that. And then that's something I learned how to do, was to tattoo, because The family couldn't send me money like that. So you have to develop a hustle. You cannot be a weight on your family. So you learn how to tattoo. And they'll be like, hey, I'll send you some money. And I'll be like, no, don't send me any money. I'm okay. Wait, so this is a fucked up planet, right? In my experiences, this is a fucked up planet. And you're telling me that there is something worse? What kind of God do you worship, dude? Not only did it put you in a fucked up place, if you don't bow down, well, I don't even know how to say that. Worship, I don't know. Restrict your living. You'll burn for eternity? And if you do as he says, how many virgins do you guys get? Because I take it you're Muslim. How many virgins does he promise you? And why do you guys have to be rewarded with virgins? That's kind of sus. And why do we need mansions again? If from the dirt we came, so to the dirt shall we return. Why do we need mansions made of rubies and all this shit in heaven? Why do we need something physical to concentrate on? Right? So many virgins. All I think about is my dick. Right? That's what you think of. Like, it doesn't, I'm sorry, but the whole theology shit is kind of just, it's lost on me. Maybe I am a lost soul. Maybe. But you know what? I don't hate the next man. I don't have any hate in my heart. Maybe that's what your God was talking about. Just to love shit. Even when it's shit. That is a genetic trademark, my friend. These are one of the telltale signs that let you know you are indeed of my clan. You know, that and a big dick, you know? Bob wants to know if there were hoop earrings involved. No, Bob. As you can see, there's no pulling. There are ear piercings, but there's no stretching like that. It's just a natural large earlobe. See? They're two piercings, but they're not stretched out like that, you know, because it's just a big ear. You know? Michael David is in love with me. MT thinks you're a fucking chick, Michael David. I was like, what if it's not a chick? And what if it's just a gay guy, you know? Because you do notice a lot of things about Dave. Like, you fucking sit there and, like, study me, you know? So it is kind of strange if you are indeed a male human. But it isn't if you're a gay male human. Then it's totally understandable. You know? MT thinks you're a woman, though. Decent guy. Because of how you talk to me. And that's one of the things. See how you comment on my physical appearance. You know. I'm gone. Yeah, but the fact that you sit here and fucking focus on every aspect of Dave, this isn't the only thing you comment on Dave about. There are way more things that interest you. Dave's physical features that interest you. You know, the fact that you have been banned from the channel over and over and over and over and over again, and you come in with these new sock accounts, that adds to the delusions that you got going on in there. That's what makes me go, you're either paid to be here and fuck with Dave, right? You got to be paid. You know, being kicked out that much, come on, man. Like, a lot. I've removed you from the channel numerous amounts of times. And you refuse to stay gone. That's why MT thinks that you're a chick. And why I believe you're a homosexual. Which is okay, you can do whatever you want. I ain't nobody to say you're fucked up for whatever the fuck you like. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't get mad at people that attack me, and that's why I can't be upset about that. The cosmos is allowing this to happen for a reason. My physical attacks verbally, Michael David, sorry, but you fall into that category. Thank you for allowing me to have that kind of a category, you know? I get verbally attacked by my physical appearance by people I don't even fucking really know. People that I try to ignore. Like I've kicked this guy, this person, whoever Michael David is, fucking LaFleur, fucking decent guy, fucking Jamie Foxx, all these different people you've been. Like, I've X'd him out of the chat room numerous of times, and he still seems to make his way back. Not by invite. You know, that's like if I'm at a place, right? I'm at my little cafe, it's mine. And this guy comes in and he looks a certain way. And I'm like, look, dude, you got to leave, right? Because he's being obnoxious. He or she, the human is being obnoxious. So I asked that humanoid, please exit the building, exit the premises, exit the fucking place, the room, the Wawa. And that person comes back in the next day with a different fucking wig, one of those $1,000 masks that disguise you and you'd never know until I discover, oh, wait, I remember that nail polish. Hey, that's you. You got this. What are you fucking doing? You got a different fucking face on? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on, dude. All you're going to do is sit here and harass the motherfucker, man. Get out. And then you come in again with another different mask and another set of wigs. And this time you remember to put on those fake fucking attachments. But, you know, it falls off and there I go. I recognize you again. You know what people would call that? We'd call that trespassing by this point. Now you're trespassing. So, well, you know, I'm not saying that to try to make you move around. I'm just saying that to make a point of, I've tried to get you, I've tried to ignore you, you know, but you won't allow it. You know, you won't allow me to ignore you. You'll keep creating sock accounts and you'll keep coming on, and you'll keep trying to dissuade me or make me feel bad, or maybe look me over to see where it is you need to attack next. Which part of my face needs to get sprayed next? Which part of my hairline needs to be doused in this fucking corrosive material liquid that you guys created? So that way you can get on here and attack the way I look again. And with friends like you, who needs enemies? You know? Oh, we got to get rid of you. I don't even like how your fucking words look, broski. Goodbye. You dialed the wrong number. Your mom's not here. You dialed the wrong number and your mom is not here. Are you going to be with me when I gut this car? Right? So that guy that smashed my door, his insurance has to pay me $5,000. Right? So I'm going to take that $5,000 and I'm just going to give it to the company, to my my loan corporation, which hopefully that'll bring my down. But anyways, I'm going to take all the insides out. Okay, I'm giving you fair warning, whoever you are. I'm going to take the whole entire inside of this car out. Kind of like exchanging IDs with Travis Hines. Kind of like him. No shit, Dave? I shit you not, my friend. We're going to gut the inside of this car. We're going to see what makes it tick and what make it don't. But we want a large portion of it paid off before we start doing these things, right? I'm thinking of getting I know I'm going to get a second job, and with those funds, I'm just going to put towards to paying this car off quickly. Because I think about it, I don't have any friends. I don't have any children. I don't have any animals anymore. All I need is this driver's seat and my seat belt and my steering wheel and my AC. Everything else can go. You know, they did a study. People back in the 20s and 30s that smoked 3 times as much and ate more calories than we did, more fatty foods, lived just as long as we do now. You either got good genetics or you don't. I'm going to tell you like that, Mike. You either have good genetics that will allow you to do these kinds of things, or you don't, that will weaken under the strain and they will break. And then you'll wind up in a hospital. I know I'm not the keeper of these genetics due to my family tree. There's just certain things I have to stay away from that I don't do, that I know will kill me, and that's alcohol. Drinking alcohol would definitely be the death of me. Uncles on my grandfather's side lived into their 90s and they smoked a fucking pack a day, dude. My bloodline. So, no thank you with your fear. Didn't you know your fear didn't work? And anyways, I don't want to be fucking 90. How about that? Did you ever think of that? Did you ever think I don't even want to be 70? There's some people that don't want to be that old, dude. Maybe I'm one of them. Does that shock you? That I'm not one of these people that want to cling to this material world? I don't want to cling to it, brother. Nail in the coffin. Donald Trump wants to be it. Fucking Joe Biden wants to be 90 something. I don't. You, Michael David, you want to live to be 90, 100. Where do you want to stop? Where do you know, I've seen people that are like that. Their kids are taking care of them and shit. I don't want my kids to have to take care of me like that. And you're a liar. That's what I noticed about you, Michael. You like to lie, make up stories. That's why you comment on my face, because it's the only true thing you can say. It's the only thing he has to say that's true and real. The fact that the earlobes are large. You know? We gonna gut this core. Tobacco tastes horrible compared to Indonesia. That's a preference. That's your opinion. That is your opinion. And we thank you for sharing it. I'm one of the people that likes all forms of the tobacco type, the wacky tobacco and the American colonization tobacco. Tobacco farming was demonized. Do you, Peter? Well, by all means. Don't hesitate to share. Well, he must have saw somebody in the fam throw it. Okay, so a mother and her children walk by. And one of the small child says, "Mother, I have trash." And she said, "We're walking by trash cans, I'll throw it." And the older child, still small, goes, "No, we'll just throw it on the ground." Ah, fuck, man. He saw somebody do that he sees every day do things. He said, "We can just throw it on the ground." Simple fix. Ah, Jesus. Hey, Zeus. Did you go watch any Billy Carson? He's been fucking releasing some pretty good stuff. Billy Carson thinks Jesus and Thoth are one of the same. Yes, weed. Yes, we try to be kind and decent, Peter. Don't get me wrong. Some people mistake some of my videos as me trying to go and fuck with people, and I don't. It's me just walking the planet, dude. Especially my parking wars one. The parking wars. Give a little bit of background about the parking wars video. You know, I think it has 2 million views right now. People think that I went, parked, and then got out and waited on this cop. No. I went and parked in this spot that I always park in because it's never used and it's not a handicap spot. It's a courtesy parking spot for law enforcement is what it says. And what I told myself at first was, well, you know, I enforce laws. I don't sell to underage kids. That's a law. I don't sell, you know, because I sell liquor, a form of liquor. I sell a form, you know, of nicotines. And you have to be a certain age under the law in order to purchase these things. And if I don't enforce that law, then kids would be able to buy product like that from me. However, I enforce that law. So I am a law enforcement person. So I parked there. And I jumped out of my car and I was running in because I was getting a phone card for the phone. Because that's how my phone bill is, through the Wallyville. And, you know, the cop saw me and he got out of his cruiser and followed me to the front door and was like, hey, man, hey. I'm like, yeah, what's up? Can you move your car to a regular spot? And while he was saying that, I was taking my phone out because I wanted to record him say this to me. I didn't already have my phone out and all that shit. It was in my pocket. I put my phone out and I recorded him. And I was like, what now? He was like, can you just move your car to a regular spot? And I was like, what's wrong with that spot? What's wrong? You know, it's not a law. I'm not breaking a law. It's not a fucking parking. It's not a parking law like it would be if it was a handicap spot. So people got upset at me about that, and they think I went and picked on him for, no, man. I was just trying to go into the store. Football as in soccer? Nice. Yeah, soccer, man. You know, I get a lot of comparisons of people who might look like famous individuals that people say I look like. This is the first Indian comparison that I've been compared to. Someone saying that I look like. Appreciate that. Indian football. Search him. I will. Sunil Shetty. You look like Jesus. That's funny. So you didn't go watch the Billy Carson guy talk about your religion, your Christianity. Writings of the Bible. It's kind of weird to be recording thine self in thine vehicle. Who is allowed to put these categories on things? Like, what gives you the right to try and say what's weird and what's not? I guess that's your opinion. You can have that opinion. I think it's weird that you're watching a dude talking about the dude watching the dude. I'm Sunil, famous football player, India, real Indians, not Native American Indians. Yes, I will sit throughout this stream, like most streamers do. They sit there and they talk about things, and I let people get their little. They got to be mean to somebody, so I let them be mean to me. But we're only saying perhaps may be mistaken. What anything that catches my mind, Sahib, anything that catches my mind, I will respond to. A lot of times I'll just end up talking and people won't even get a response. Some people will be like, read your chat. Like that. Am I Christian, Catholic, or Jewish? Or am I an earthling that believes in cosmic power and cosmic truth? And that all of our stories, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, Hinduism, Buddhism, all these stories are pretty much the same, which means that they came from the same place and the same entities. And we've all put our own little thing on it so that way we can be separate from each other. Like the people or the things that created us were separate from each other. You know? Because we hit them with the ban, now we're in a trance. And I don't want to do this no more. Awesome. I can't even show you it because it has to be like child porn. This little baby has his pants down. He's taking a piss right here on the fucking, like we're in front of the rec center where I just left. There's some people in front of me and their little baby boy dropped his fucking shorts and just fucking started pissing. He's like, you know how boys are. He's probably making his name or drawing something. Hilarious. That was fucking funny as fuck. That was hilarious, man. And his mom and his mom's friend, I guess, because they got kids, right? They're sitting there and they're just sitting there watching him. I guess it's better out than in or on the shorts. That's right, boys. You got to take a piss, take a piss. Don't matter if you're standing in front of a building or not. And what separates that from a grown person is the grownness. That's why it's funny. Because we'll allow a small baby child to do that and not reprimand the parent like, hey, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Take your kid into the restroom. Fucking drop trunk right here in front of the building and shit. There's windows, doors, all that shit. He's sitting there making a fucking... What is he doing? Is he drawing a feather in the air? He's drawing a feather in the air. That's the small town living. Small town mountain living. I didn't say I don't believe in God. I never said that. I'm saying these stories that we've created. I'm not saying I don't believe in a cosmic power that has, the Atlanteans call it the all. The light and the dark. The light and the dark, and you need them both. It's called the all. And we have the power of the all in us. The magic, the spark of life. How you're able to take a gas into your lung and breathe it. It's magical. How you have electricity in your body. How is it there? How is it maintained? That electrical current. Your bones are made out of a metal. We're robots, dude. We have a creationist. But the little stories that divide us, no. The only way to heaven is through this? No. I refuse those doctrines. Yeah, that's the only way to be happy is that way. That can't be true. It just can't be true. The world has been around a lot longer than some of these rituals that we've made up have been. Dreidel in the band. Now we're in the band, and I don't want to do this no more. I'm stuck at this party. You know? No fear. No fear. I don't like the fear tactics. I don't like the... This is the only way to have a moral compass. I don't like that. There's natural balances that we have. Us as humans, we have natural balances. A fucking something catastrophic happened, nobody's gonna give a fuck what you look like. They're gonna just fucking help. I've always seen that. Always in everything. Every fucking thing that's... I've flipped a car more than once. And every time that I flipped the car, back when I was a youngster, when I was a teenager, the people that were helping me and pulling me out of these cars, they were fucking, Asian and fucking Indian and Caucasians and fucking Latinos and black people. They were just, everybody comes together to help. It's only when we got time to think about shit do we sit here but off the muscle, off the grip, nobody gives a fuck who you pray to. They're gonna just fucking help. They're gonna see, oh shit, this motherfucker's arm is chopped off. Let's go try to stop the bleeding. Oh wait, are you a Muslim? Oh, well, then I can't. Come on, man. Who the fuck does that? No fucking body does that. Unless you're Selena Quintanilla's dad. His fucking religion killed his daughter, dude. Because his religion didn't believe in blood transfusions. So his daughter died. Fucking idiot. Dumb bitch. Sorry. Yeah, if God... Man, fuck all that, man. That shit baffles me. So no, I don't do those things. I look at the whole and the heart of us. The most basic instinctual, when a Hindu, because they're Hindu because they're religious belief just passed, and they have they put the dots there through their, right, the men and the women, the children, and they walk up to a motherfucker that is tattered and you can't tell what he is, but you know it's a human, and they give him water, or they give him food, or they just do something kind, just fucking to do it. Don't fucking sit there and ask you no dumb. Only Christians do that dumb shit when they want to come fucking help. Do you believe in Jesus, my friend? After they done helped you and gave you something, then they want to hit you with the, do you want to? I'm not with all that. I don't believe we need that to be good to one another. It's just control mechanisms and divisionary technique. I don't want to shake your faith in knowing that you're eternal. Yes, know that you are eternal. But know that the power is within you, not out of you. We have to look outward to find relief. You know? And I don't want to do this no more. Most people's faith is unshakable because we were designed to worship. People feel like we were designed to worship because of God wanting us to. No, we were designed to worship because the things that created us to do the work and the heavy lifting for them, those entities needed us to be this way. And remember, when the God of planet Earth, or created Earth and all this other stuff, remember when Cain killed Abel? And he came there and looking for him. He was asking, hey, where's your brother at? And then he took some soil samples and he found out that the blood was in the soil. And he kicked him out of the garden. And Cain goes, but there's people out there that will kill me. So there were people outside of the Garden of Eden. That's in your Bible. And the God Enil, who you call Yahweh, who you call the Almighty, Enil, father of Amen Ra, the reason why you say Amen after your prayers. He said, I will mark you. That way they will know that you are mine. Because I'm gonna hit you up with a placazo. And they'll know that you're down with the 13th Street. And know how since the beginning of societies and fucking tribes and all these things that humanoids have developed, we've always marked ourselves. In one form, fashion, or another, we've marked ourselves because it comes from these beings that we still see fly around us and we still have knowledge of, and we have technology from them. And being that we know that they show themselves every so many thousands of years, it's easy to control the masses by saying what? Oh, and then there's going to be a time, because they already know, because it's on repeat. This whole fucking thing is on repeat, man. That's why history repeats itself. Everything just happens over and over and over and over and over again, man. That's why it's always a repetition, and we know, and we're programmed for these repetitions, so we accept them easier, like the repetition of paying car insurance, or paying registration fees, or paying renter's insurance, health insurance, dental, vision, all these different payments that you pay every month. I pay them every week for my insurance, but still, it's because they're rituals. It's habitual. It's addicting. Try not paying your bills. Not only will you lose your shit, physically lose your things, but mentally it's gonna fuck with you. That's why people gotta pay their bills, because mentally it'll fuck with you, man, because you need that. Some form or another of a repetition. Some form of a ritual. Because it's implanted in us. And a lot of people, they like to give it to the Christian God or the Judaism God or the Muslim God, because they're all the same, right? That God is all the same. Just different avenues to get to him. The Christians, the Jewish people, and the Muslims, they all pray to the same one God. However, there's different avenues that they have created in their sect to get to that one God. Huh? Maybe that is the Holy Trinity. Muslim, Judaism, and Christianity. What, Dave? Well, I'm just saying. It's the power of three. They say there's a power in the power of three, and none of them claim to have a different God from the next. They all say we all pray to the same one, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, God. So there's no separation there. So think about what that really is doing, that numeral 3. The 3 major religions that pray to the same God, there's just different ways to get to him. Nobody thinks that that's a little strange. Sahib, you think it's fascinating that we're conversating this much about that? Well, because there's different points of views. There's historical factors that you gotta, not only are there, because that's what they've always done throughout time, is try to match up the mythological with the historical events. And that takes time to talk about, especially if you're trying to create a point. You got to try to bring people to that conclusion and how you've reached it without sounding like a fucking maniac. And it's hard not to, because most religious people are zealous. And they think that, oh, you're trying to shake you're of the devil, Dave. I'm not trying to shake anything, man. Remember, one key fact. The devil never killed anybody. He only got the opportunity to fuck with one person, and that was Job and Job's family. Other than that, God did all the killing in the Bible. The devil never killed nobody because he didn't have the power to. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making was he didn't kill anyone. Only God did. Sahib, I'm in the hospitality industry. I'm in a service industry, a manager of a service industry, a mechanism of the service industry. I manage this for a higher up, for my master. I manage his store for him. And he pays me to do this. And he gives me insurance that is cheaper because he helps pay. And he buys me company phones. Even though this isn't a corporate phone, I'm still trying to pick one out. There's a long list. So I'm like, do I want an iPhone 15? They only pay so much, though. You have to pay the remaining balance if it's something that is exceeding what they are offering. But they do offer more. Of course, they always offer more. There's always you want more. We all want it. That's why we're trapped in this vicious cycle of trying to obtain and gain without being just comfortable and okay in where you are, what you are. You know? I don't know. I don't know who you are. Who are you? Not Good Dan. Welcome in, Not Good Dan. We've been discussing the usual, same old, as we like to say. The same old, same old. Let's find some shade. There are a few shaded spots here and there. It's such a small town. I actually like living in a small town. I notice how good I make people feel when they haven't been through here in a while and they come through and they're like, oh, you're still here. You're still here. I get that. No, there's no shade there, Dave. The shade is there, and there's a new person here amongst us, and they had taken it. That's fine. We were talking about religious factions and how they pray to the same God. The three big religions. Well, we all know what Kendrick Lamar said about the big three. A nigga bow. Oh, look, it's a doggy. It's a doggy puppy. It's a doggy puppy. Look, small town. Not you. This is small town living where the owners of the shop, they let the dogs lay outside the shop. Nobody's fearful that they're going to fucking try and do something to the dog or the dog's going to do something to someone. I don't recommend that everybody move to a small town because then it won't be a small town anymore. And it'll ruin. This place is becoming that way. I'm getting saddened by it. Uh-oh, big Vandal. You moving, Vandal? Now, for real. We like it when they move so that I can get the space of shaded area. No. It's time for you to leave, brother. Oh, wait. I'm about to see if they're moving in fucking unison. American me? Worst pickleballer around? More attacks by LaFleur, agent of the state. LaFleur is an agent of the state? Totally an agent of the state, man. It's totally one of those guys. Uh-oh. Gang members controlled by the CIA. Remember that. Cartel, small gangs that run dope for the cartel. All these motherfuckers, man. They're run by the CIA. Don't think that they're not. Don't believe for a second that they don't fucking run that shit. Once they saw how lucrative it was, the government was like, oh yeah, we got to do that. And they saved a few people that they liked, but you know, other than that, if you ran dope for them, they're gonna let you hang out to dry because they can't. They're not gonna buck the local law enforcement because they're running undercover ops. And it's like, why wouldn't you believe that? Shade. Glorious, glorious shade. No, not good, Dan. He too is a gang stalker, my friend. And then you go, sorry. You can tell him, sorry, Siri thinks you're one of them, so it doesn't matter if I vouch for you or not. He's not gonna believe me. That's great, not good, Dan. That's freaking awesome. You know what, though? I still got a case. He ain't got my case dismissed like he said he was going to do. And I know he got the power to do it. Yeah, we know decent guy got the power to get Dave's little bullshit ass municipal case dismissed, man. Fucking municipal ordinance case dismissed. Dumb stars, chat? Fuck that fool, man. Man, I only let that motherfucker talk crazy to me one time. Fuck that fool, man. I don't fuck with that bitch. Yeah. Fuck that motherfucker, man. Talking about, I do this, but I don't give a fuck. I got a real job. I put up with people's shit. I don't respect nobody that don't fucking have to put up with somebody's shit one way or another. It's not a fucking, you're not working. You're just fucking doing whatever the fuck. Fuck you, man. Fuck that fool, man. For real. You don't talk crazy to SS one time, man. Don't nobody give a fuck where that fool's from. Listen, let me show you something about white guys with dreads. They're cops. Alright? I'm gonna let you fucking do with that as you will. And that might be bad. That might be like, man, Siri, that ain't right, man. Not all of it. Man, look here. White dude with dreads? Policia. La Policia. White dude with dreads. He's a cop, fool. That motherfucker is a cop, man. That fool is the police, man. You know? I've doxed myself on here because the people that really wanted to know about me would go find out about me. And they'll be like, nah, this fool, he's right. He don't fuck with no women, no kids, but he is one of those people. Why don't you talk about it more? Because We're under a shade tree and we've got a nice breeze today. It's 58 degrees outside up here in the mountains. And yes, we are on mountain time. I would pick the sound of the musical sound of the planet around me. That is who I would pick. Whether it be the ocean crashing against the beach or a bank, birds chirping, the sound of the leaves fluttering in the wind, the sound of the branches creaking to that, things that scurry about in the brush and the grasses. That music is what I would choose. The artist, Mother Earth. That is my answer. What do I think about Trump? Okay, so I'm gonna say this because I gotta be real with you guys. There is a prophecy that says the Antichrist will be from the east, and he will survive a head shot. Do with that what you will. I'll say it again. The Antichrist will come from the east, and he will survive a head shot. That's a prophecy that I've heard. He will come from the east, and he will survive a headshot. They say it was magical how he turned his head in the nick of time. And Trump does come from New York. That's the east to us. That's funny. And because they said him surviving that headshot, that he was gonna unify people, and the amount of states that are flipping. What if we see the fucking and the whole map is red? What if that happens? Anybody stop to consider that? Like him getting shot in the fucking ear. That's a headshot, bro. People are going, look how close that is to his actual head. Ear, head. Dude. So. Well done. Well done on the prophecy. Because another thing that messes with me is how he has taken all this shit. Like they have just been hitting him with all kind of shit, man. And he seems like it don't bother him. And I just it baffles me, like, damn, how you have that much fortitude and stamina for that kind of shit, man? Like, I barely got to go to municipal ordinance court, and I'm fucked up about that. George Lopez is a comedian that I am not like. Only for a split sec. Other people said I look like Pedro de Pacus. So those things, Trump being able to withstand all that, how he goes to different countries and just people are just like, they're swayed by him, man. In other parts of the world, bro. Like, there's a video where it's a short video where Trump is in the presence and he's walking around a prince and nobody is allowed to touch the prince. That's the fucking law. Trump comes up and just slapped this fool on the shoulder like, what's up, fool? Nothing. And you know what the prince did? He just looked at him, smiled real big, and was like, hey, what's up, fool? God damn, Trump is up in here. Hell yeah. And this is all over the world. He went to places no president has ever gone before. They say that he had Kim Jong-un crying, bro. He made him cry. The Antichrist will be loved and he will deceive many. Wow, Dave. Can't believe you're saying that about Trump. I'm just saying it's kind of coincidental that this dude is comfortable all over the world. Like, what's up, fool? Hit him with that New York swag, right? He's from one of the 5 boroughs. So, you know, he got that New York shit going. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, what's up, baby? Hey. Hey, listen, you know, I'm from New York, man. It's about that bread. I'm gonna put some tariffs on you. I'm gonna tax you. I'm gonna tax you. I'm not gonna tax my people. We're gonna tax you. How when he went to that G5 meeting, his very first one, and he pushed fools out of the way. He was like, shit, man. My motherfucking 20,000 double-breasted motherfucking me, you know what I'm saying? So, watch out, fool. Watch out, sucker. Yeah. Yeah. What's up? Yeah, Trump. Yeah. Yeah. How he sat down with everybody and was like, well, look, I've itemized a bill for each one of you. Because you motherfuckers going to have to start paying your weight around here, okay? France, Germany. All right? There's an itemized bill. You can go over with your treasury accountants. And you guys get back to me. All right? Hey, look. All right. And by the way, just so y'all know, we're going to be stepping out on the block and dropping our own oil too, okay? Just so y'all know, all right? Yeah, we finna open up all that shit. Pipelines. Yeah, we finna do it. We finna be drilling the shit. We gonna be dropping shit. So we gonna be needing y'all to buy some too, okay? We're gonna be selling some at a store near you, all right? Okay, just letting y'all motherfuckers know, man. That's Trump, man. That's Trump. That's how I look at Trump when I'm watching him move. Like, how is this motherfucker comfortable with? How are you still comfortable? You got all these lawsuits all over the fucking country. You hopping on the jet and you going from here to there. Still taking care of business. He's the devil, Dave. What else? What else? How in his timeline, his family's timeline, where they actually come from, and how they never actually owned slaves. Out of all the presidents, his bloodline goes back to where there are no slaves, where they owned them, where they had them. They had paperwork on humans that they owned, humans. They didn't have that. And who else could have the foresight to see that far into the future of putting something in position and into place? I'm just saying, you know, it's all fiction. We're all fucking make-believing here. Just make-believing. I just do think it's coincidental. Like, because on paper that, you know, you gotta admit that's, I mean, there are a few things that have to do with, well, I mean, one thing really, on the one thing they got him on was him covering up some shit so that he could pay this chick. So a chick got him hemmed up. Out of all things, a chick, a woman got the boy hemmed up. So, you know, I don't know. I think about these things. And then how it's so surreal how you see this fool get shot, fool. You watching it. I didn't get to see it live because I was doing my pickleball tournament, right? It was that day. But I forgot. It was a comedian. I forgot his name, man. Brand, I think. He's a British dude. He has that long curly hair. Anyways, he had a video that said assassination attempt on Trump, right? And I'm just like, what? This gotta be clickbait. And then I saw that it was like 3 hours. He had just posted it. I was like, what? Sure enough, man, watching that shit. You're hearing the and Trump like, what the fuck? Motherfucker trying to, you know, would have been a beast. Trump dropped to one knee, pull out his own shit. Motherfuckers would have been, the whole crowd would have erupted. You damn sure would have thought it was fake. If Trump would have pulled out his own douche, and just shot in the general direction upwards, though. Man, motherfuckers would have been like, no! He's a Viking warrior king! He's a warrior chief! Holy fuck! Lead the tribe into glorious victory, Trump! You know, but it goes back to what I was saying and what I've always said about it being up to yourself to protect yourself. How all these people put so much power in the police hands. When you look at it like this, we still have technology the way we do. We're able to look up people's backgrounds and shit right then and there, like if they were buying a gun. We need any volunteer that wants to come volunteer for Trump security, and it's always, you know, groups of threes. That way because it's a magic number, the 3 group, and there's no way that there'll be 3 motherfuckers in line with one another. I mean, even if there is, it'll still get found out. Well, we're in charge. The people are in charge of securing our own shit, the shit that we pay for, which is what? Well, those county grounds that they were at. The people paid. That's taxpayer dollars that built that shit, man, and that fucking upkeep that facility. It's our money. So it should be up to us, like it always is, to protect ourselves. And that's why it would have been epic if Trump would have dropped down to one knee and pulled his own strap out. Everybody would have been like, oh, that was fake. That was a movie, man. The bullets he was shooting wasn't real. No, that was totally real. Trump lost a piece of his ear. That motherfucker pulled his own strap out and started busting in the direction of the shooter. And then the Secret Service sniper finally got on his job and took him out. You know. And then they're talking about that shit now because, you know, they haven't had a president shot at since 1980 something. That's Ronnie Reagan. And then they supposedly learned so much from the high elevated area from JFK getting his head blowed off. They supposedly learn these things, and there's training that has to do with where that shooter was. How he knew what colors to wear. Nobody talking about that. That fool was okay. So the roof was like a white and gray, and that's exactly the color that kid was wearing, was white and gray. You know, like he knew. But then, you know, there's imperfections. People saw. And if we were in charge of our own security, that guy that saw him, as soon as other people were like, hey, that motherfucker got a gun, they would have dispatched a small group of men. Hey, guys, go up there and check that out. And being that we're all fucking United States citizens, a couple of them would have had straps. Or in a more friendly term, they would have been armed with a firearm. And they would have went up there and they would have been like, yo, bro, what are you fucking doing, man? Right? Of course, they would have had their shit out. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? The president's over there. You can't be up here with a long gun like that with a fucking badass scope. What are you trying to do? Man, come with us. That's how us as people and a collective group of people, that's how we've always done it. It's just now that we've taken money and put it in and your faith, and you put it into somebody else. And, you know, like most religious zealots, you will die behind that belief. And you will say that I am wrong. And you will say that, oh, Dave is the one that goes and picks these fights with these cops. No, I don't. I don't park in handicapped spots. Three baby mamas and can find nudes of his current wife, and said he would date his daughter if she wasn't his daughter. So, that's funny that you say that. Because, you know, they do studies on shit like that, right? How, and then I'm not saying that dating your daughter is okay. I'm not saying that. Because we have grown to where we don't do that anymore as a society. And I say do that anymore because if you think about it, Adam and Eve, the very people that you know, have in your Bible, Eve came from Adam's DNA. Eve came from Adam's DNA. They had the same blood. So the two, I'm just gonna point these things out real quick, and I'm just gonna show you how this is why I don't fuck with religions, but how historically they have done that, and studies show, and you don't have to believe me, I'm the crazy guy in the car, but you can look this shit up. We're attracted to things that look like us. Like you're going to be more attracted to someone that looks like you. And that's just some kind of survival, animalistic shit that we got in our head. Right? Okay, also, when the angels came down to the family that lived in Sodom and Gomorrah and said, yo, you got to get the fuck out, man, because we're finna level this town. And don't look back. And they're going up into the mountains, and the wife makes the mistake and looks back and turns to a pillar of salt. Boom, gone. Whoop. They keep going, and then later on, The daughters see the town destroyed, and they thought it was the end of the world. So you know what the two daughters did? They came up with the plan to knock the dad out. And this is in the Bible. I'm not making this story up. And I'm not condoning the behaviors. I'm just saying how historically this shit has happened. The daughters come up with this plan where we'll get him drunk, and then each one of us will take a turn and lay down with him. So that way the end of the world won't go, and his seed will go on. And they created two nations from that. And that's in the Christian Bible. Maybe even in the Talmud and all that other stuff. But yeah, that's in there. What do you think about that? What do you think about that, buddy? You know, people say some of the damnedest things. It's obvious that you are the judger of us, and we thank you for your judgments. I didn't make that story up, and it's in the Bible. The dad didn't go, yo, that's the end of the world. I need you chicks to come up off of it. The dad didn't do that. The girls came up with that plan. They said, man, we got to get this fool drunk and lay down with him. That way we can carry on his seed. That's not my story. That's the King James Version, I think. King James Version or the New International Version. One of those. All kinds of weird shit happened throughout time, bro. Oh, and you weren't here for the part where I was saying that all these traits, they said the Antichrist would have. See, you missed that part of what I was saying. I just find it amazing, fascinated. Yeah, I was comparing his persona of that of the Antichrist. That's how they described him. And that the Antichrist would survive a headshot and be from the East. New York is East. He just survived a headshot. And he moved all over the world like he belonged there. He made Kim Jong-un cry. That's some shit that you would imagine the devil could do. That's what the fuck I was saying. But you know, you take these little small bit pieces and whatnots. I get it. And yeah, it's coming because BlackRock, the company that owns 2/3 of the wealth, the ones that are saying we're the ones that are trying to kill Donald Trump, BlackRock is coming up with an initiative to where you're going to have to be digitized, to where you be able to work and do all these things. And it's coming, guys. Because I believe the planet is coming to an end cycle. Like there's going to be something catastrophic that the planet's going to do. And they'll tie it into religion for the longevity effect of making sure that the species is still dominated, because it happens over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like I said, it's what I've gathered from the looks of things, of how they uncover things, and they're discovering, oh wow, look at these giant bones. I guess the Bible was historically right when it talked about that shit, that there were giants and Nephilim and creatures that we have no. I mean, there's fucking creatures that wash up on sea that look unreal, dude. They wash up onto the shore and you're like, what the fuck is that? There's shit that, because you don't see it on a daily basis, doesn't mean it's not there. And doesn't necessarily mean that it's something that you have to give your all to, or you're going to burn into an eternal lake of fire, which is a new invention. It was added to the Bible, heaven and hell. That's why when I talk to the gung-ho Christians that really don't study anything or study their religions, I think it's adorable. It's like a little baby, really, because you don't have a clue, because you got all your eggs in this one basket, and then you put these blinders on and you say anything that's outside of this basket is of the devil. That is ridiculous to me. You're eternal, and you're always going to be eternal, and you're always going to be a part of the cosmos. You'll always be here, no matter what. You'll always be here, man. Don't fear death. Don't fear living life the way you want to. Just love around you and put out that vibration. But don't fear. And then there'll be a religious person that goes, yeah, only fear the one that has the power to do this to you. You're already a part of the all. Why couldn't the all destroy the devil or Satan or Lucifer? Why didn't he just destroy it? Because he can. It's already here. It's a part of the cosmos. There is no true destruction, only a transfer of energy. That's it. There is no true destruction, only a transfer of energy. And they come up with these ways to divide us all. To say, no, this is right. No. The person that you place so highly is trying to teach you a mentality, a spirituality, a oneness. He's trying to teach you how to do that, how to unlock these things. The kingdom of God that is in you, he said. The kingdom of God that is in you. So that can't never be out of you. And that means you don't have to go look nowhere. To thyself be true. That feels great, grabbing a metal instrument and scratching the inside of your ear. Oh my God. But you must be careful and not touch your eardrum. You may slice it with this knife. It's so little. It's funny that you say, could you imagine if Biden has done half the things? I think Biden has done way more than what Trump has done. That should let you know that the powers that be are corrupt. And the ones that are corrupt and in their fold, they protect. because it's coming to light that Biden has done fucking way worse than what Trump has done. But you got to understand that the industry that they created, known as the judicial system, is in the pockets of the rich and the elite. That's why you need millions of dollars to have a good lawyer. That's how they set it up. Even though if the government is prosecuting you, they got to give you one. And then they sewed up that racket really quickly by going, hey man, I'm pretty sure they all go to lunch together, hang out, talk to each other on a first name basis. I used to be one of those. When I was a teenager, I was into that. I was filled with the Holy Spirit, I would say, right? And why can't it just be a realization that that is me? That is just you opening to everything around you and feeling it fill you. All the energy of all these things that you've probably been just shutting off and ignoring. The birds and the wind and the trees and the grass and the waters. And why is it that and they've found this out, why is it that when you see certain things and do certain things, it heals you in a way, like the ocean and the land and the sand? That's a natural thing. It's because we're from this planet thing. We're from the planet. Well, thank you, Jamie, for seeing and underlining right, because the way I see things and the way I see things, and then I'll relay that information, it won't fall on everyone. I often get labeled as being crazy, but then I read something somewhere that said, do you want to be considered sane in a sick society? So now it kind of fills me with, I don't want to be looked at as normal in this kind of a place where war is sexy and destruction of anything is great. Money over love and honest connection. Materialistic things over any of that. No, don't get me wrong, you'll find somebody that'll play in the dirt with you. Well, I must get ready to go and punch the clock, everyone, for my master beckons me. Ah, yes, here I come. There are things that I must do in order to make some type of wage in order to pay the other master of this car, the true owners of it, who allow me to drive it around for a fee. Interest is what they call it. Interest, Dave? Interest. Yes, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for stopping by.